Okay then guys, like I said, tricky word focus for our phonics today. We're going to go over our old ones and then we've got 2 new ones to learn today. But before we get on to those, let's start our morning with our good old Phase 3 flashcards. Now, thank you to everybody who filled in their A and E form for me yesterday, and a big well done to you as well. Great job, guys. It's brilliant to see that you're really starting to hear those new digraphs and spot them in words. Fab thinking, Spider Crew. Well done. Right, let's see if we can spot them in our flashcards today. Are you ready? Are you steady? Let's go. V. Ya. Wa. X. Ja. Z. Z. Ng or ng? Ng. Well done. Qua. Hard sound first. The. Well done. Soft sound. Th. Sh or sh? Sh. Well done. Ch or ch? Ch. Well done, guys. And new digraph. A and E. Brilliant job, guys. Well done. And like I said at the beginning of the week, okay, we're going to do another big roundup at the end of our home learning next week. And then when we're all back together in school, we'll go over some of those trickier ones again. Okay, so don't worry if there are still some in there that you're not quite sure of. We've got lots and lots more time to work on them and practice them together. Okay, sounds are done. Let's think about our tricky words. So, a bit like with our sounds at the start of the week, it might have been a little while since we've looked at these. So let's see how we're getting on, okay? Shall we say them in big loud voices today? Let's be loud and proud and shout our tricky words out. Are you ready? Are you steady? What does this one say? Into. Well done. And remember, this is one that we looked at again, isn't it? And we said, here's the tricky bit, but it's actually a tricky word we know already. Into. Well done. I. The. Go. No. Oh, keep those voices loud, guys. Don't get quiet on me. Do. He. We. Be. She. And me. Well done, everybody. How did you get on? Did you remember them? Have you got a couple in there that have gone out of your head since we last practiced? It's okay if they have, guys. That's why we're going to practice them today. Okay. Now, I'm going to spend a little bit of time introducing you to our 2 new tricky words today. But like I say, when you go off to do your activity, if you've got some older tricky words that you're still not quite so confident with, pop them into the game we're going to play as well, and you can practice them for me when you play. All right. Right, 2 new tricky words today. This one is our first one. Oh. Okay, guys, is there anybody who knows what this says already? Oh, a couple of people. This tricky word says you. Can I hear you say it? Well done. My turn. You. Your turn. My turn. You. Your turn. Well done. Right. Get a close-up of it. Okay, and get your cameras out. Let's take a photo. Let's get it in our memories. Are you ready? Steady? Good job. Okay. And now let's have a little think about what is tricky about today's tricky word. So we know, because it's a tricky word, we can't sound it out, don't we? The first sound is a sound that we know, okay? This y is making a y sound. This is the tricky part of the word, okay? In this tricky word, okay, these three letters working together to make the word you. Okay? Whenever you see these three letters together in a word, the word is you. Now, I think a pretty good action to help us remember this word is to point at somebody else, because that's what you means. You are in reception. You are fabulous. When we use you, we might be talking about someone else, okay? So can I see you? Can you go, you? Nice. Let me see you again. You. Good job, guys. Well done. First tricky word of the day then is you. You are learning you. Okay? Now this one sort of links to you, but it means the opposite. What have we got here? Okay. Are you ready to find out what this one says? This one says my. My turn. My. Your turn. My turn. My. Your turn. Well done. Now the tricky part of my isn't the m, because it does start with the m sound. It's this y at the end, okay? When you see these two together in a word, it says my. We can't sound it out because it doesn't say maya, maya. That's not a word, is it? The word it makes is my. Now then, if we're using this word, we're talking about something that belongs to us, aren't we? My class is Starfish class. That's the class I teach. It belongs to me. My. Okay? So our action for my is to point at ourselves to help us remember. My. Can I see you do it? Well done. My. Right. Get your cameras out again then, guys. Get nice and focused. Have you got it in your heads? Okay, let's take our picture then. Good job. So we've got my, and you. Okay? My and you. Right. Let's practice recognizing it. Okay. If I hold up you, you're going to go you. If I hold up my, you're going to go my. So point at someone else for you. Point at yourself for my. Ready, steady. What's this one? You. Well done. What is this one? My. Good job. What is this one? My. What is this one? You. What is this one? You. Ah, well done, guys. You are doing a brilliant job. What is this one? My. What is this one? My. What is this one? You. Well done. Okay, let's change our actions then. If I hold up you, can you make yourself into a big wide starfish? And if I hold up my, can you scrunch yourself up into a teeny tiny ball? Starfish for you, tiny ball for my. Ready, steady. Well done. Let me have a look. Oh, some people have scrunched themselves up really tiny. Well done, guys. My. Okay, ready for the next one? You. Have I got pointy starfish out there? Well done. Remember to shout the words for me, guys. This one. My. This one. My. Good looking. You know how I like to try and trick you. This one. You. This one. Starfish you. Well done. This one. My. This one. You. Well done. And this one. My. Well done, guys. Good practicing. Okay. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to play a game today. And our game is going to help us with recognising all of our tricky words. Now we're going to start off with our 2 new ones in this game. And then, like I said, once you get up and running with the game and you get really whizzy at it, bring in some of those older tricky words and practice those for me too. And of course, like always, if you've got a different game you'd like to play to practice your tricky words, or a different job you'd like to do, you go ahead. I don't mind how you practice your tricky words today, as long as you're doing some practice. And I've popped that big activity bank that we made a few weeks ago. I've popped that on the sway again for you to look at today, if you'd like some other ideas of things you could do to practice your tricky words. Right, let me tell you about the game you could play today. So, I've got one of my special boxes again, but that's just so you can see the game that we're going to play. Now, we're going to play Hide the Spider today. Now, ideally, no real life spiders in this game, okay, guys? You could perhaps use one of the spiders you've made this week, or you could make yourself one quickly to play and hide under one of the cups today, or get yourself a little counter that you could use and you could pretend that that's a spider. I'm going to use one of my game counters that's a black ball, a black circle, and I kind of think it looks a bit like a spider. Then what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 cups to start with. So I've got 2 of my favourite cups here. Now, because I'm a grown-up, my cups, I'm using my crockery cups, okay? But I'm sure that you at home, you've probably got some of those really good plastic cups that you could use. Might be best to start with those, guys, in case you bang them together. We don't want any broken cups, okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to turn your cups over, and I would like you to write me a label for each cup. And the label that you're going to write is going to be our tricky words, our new tricky words for today. So I'm going to write my on one of my labels. So I can copy this, my, I, okay. So I'm using a post-it for mine, but you could use any little bit of paper and stick it on with a bit of blue tack, that's fine. What am I going to write and put on my other cup? You! Well done. So let's make a U. Oh, my label's trying to escape, guys. Can you see? Let's get a bit of blue tack on that sneaky label. Stick it on my cup so it stays there. Okay, so there's my cup. And here is my U cup. So I've practiced writing my tricky words today as well. Always good to practice them, reading and writing. Okay, my and you. Now, what you're going to do is your grown-up is going to be a bit sneaky, okay? You need to close your eyes to start with. No peeking, okay? Your grown-up is going to put your spider, or whatever you're using as your spider, underneath one of the cups. They're going to give them a good old jiggle around. So you need to watch carefully, listen carefully, okay? See if you can hear it jiggling around inside. And then you are going to try and guess which cup the spider is hidden under. Now, to let your grown-up know what guess you're making, you can tap the top of the cup. But I'd also like you to read the tricky word. So, if you think it's under the my cup, you'd say my. Read your tricky word, and then you can check underneath. Oh, did you find the spider, guys? It's not under that one. It must be under this one. But you've got to read your tricky word before you pick the cup up. Ready? What does this one say? You. Well done. Hey, you found the spider. Okay, once you've had one go, close those eyes again. Your grown-up can pop the spider and hide it under another cup. Maybe they'll hide it under the same cup. Open your eyes, watch them jiggle around, see if you can hear a sneaky spider in there anywhere. Okay, and then again, have a guess. Read your tricky word. Let your grown-up know which cup you think the spider is under. What does this one say? U. Well done. Is it under this one? So it must be under my. There it is. Now, once you've had a couple of goes, maybe you could be in charge of hiding the spider and get your grown-up to guess which cup it's under. But when your grown-ups read the tricky words, you make sure you're checking. Make sure they're reading those tricky words correctly, okay, guys? You be the teacher that time. Now, once you've got a bit wizzy and you've had lots of practice with 2 cups, you can get yourself another cup. This one is another one of my favourite cups. So, add a 3rd cup, or when you get really snazzy, you might add a 4th cup and a 5th cup. And on your new cups that you add in, add another one of our Phase 3 tricky words. So, what have I written for this one? Can you read that one for me? Me. Well done. So I'm going to stick my me label onto my new cup. Okay. Here we go. And then this time I've got even more tricky words to choose from to try and find my spider. Now, I've forgotten, guys. Which cup was my spider under before? Was it under this one? What does this one say? My. Hey, well remembered. There's my spider. So, new cup, new go. Close your eyes while I hide it. Jiggle them around. And this is where plastic cups will be safer, guys. If you are using crockery cups, just be careful when you're jiggling. Okay. Okay. Now then, look at your tricky words. Think about which cup you think the spider is hiding under and read the tricky word you think it's in. What does this one say? Me. Is it under me? No. What does this one say? My. Well done. Is it under my? No. What does this one say? You. Well done. There he is, hiding under you. Okay, lovely lot. That's your job for today then. Go and play Hide the Spider and see if you can practice reading those tricky words for me. Now, like I say, when you get more confident with your 2 new tricky words today, bring in some of those older ones and practice them. Swap over with your grown-up. Test out your grown-up. See if your grown-up can read their tricky words as well. And then, if you'd like a different game to play or a different activity to do, click onto our big activity bank and have a look on there and see if there's something else you'd like to do to help you practice your tricky words. Have lots of fun, guys. Find those spiders for me, and I will see you after break, ready for our maths lesson.